We need to find a way to recall soon. We don't have TP and she does, so I think you should start slow pushing now.
Okay.
And try to use E to last it. Don't Q the wave like this. You want to slow push it and
Okay.
conserve your mana as much as possible. So auto it, auto it. Yeah, she based and she teleported. So you want to use your mana on this wave coming in now. Now on this wave. Don't use W, but use your Qs and your Es. E to last it and Q to deal damage. Yeah, and now base. Okay. Can't quite buy Lost Chapter, but yep, just these components.
Do I follow?
No, stay in lane. It takes you too long and your wave is pushing out, so just stay here.
It's okay.
Yep, this is all good. Trundle's red buff spawns in 20 seconds. I know because of your minimap, but it's also 6:30.
Yeah.
So it's around when his red buff spawns anyway. So what you can do is you can either intuitively, you can just stand on the right side because your Lily is also on the right side, or you can ward where his red buff is on the left. But I think you're safe, so you can shallow ward or ward raptors. Let's ward raptors. Yes, this ward here. And we'll see Trundle. Okay.
I'm gonna die.
The screen went pretty blurry, so I couldn't see much of what happened. But you went for the raptor. You didn't need to take this. You didn't need to go for this raptor. You just want to know where Trundle is because you're doing great in this lane.
Yeah.
You're doing really good 1v1. You don't want to get near Trundle. Oh, just buy Lost Chapter. Buy Lost Chapter, buy Amptome, and buy Refillable Potion. Buy Refillable.
Okay.
This is fine.
You were saying
You're doing really good 1v1, so you want to know where Trundle is, but you don't want to fight him 1v2 or even 2v2 right now, unless it's defending your wave. So just knowing Trundle's location is the best thing that you could have, because you're doing really good 1v1.
Do you think I could kill him?
To be honest, the screen is really blurry, so I'm not sure. But I think you're sure because you ghosted. I think you're 100% sure you can kill him.
I'm missing all my Q.
You hit that one.
How blurry is the screen? You can't see anything?
It's alright. I can see, like, I could see that you ghosted, but not much else. So, don't worry.
Yeah, sorry.
Keep playing.
I'm currently playing on a laptop.
You're doing good. Oh, no. Get the cannon. Get the cannon. The cannon minion. No, the cannon. Okay, now you can go to this fight or whatever. But even now, you don't have sums and you don't have ult. You're really weak. You're really weak.
Okay.
So if you're gonna fight with Nautilus or fight with Zeri. You have ult now too, so you're much stronger.
Yep.
So now this Trundle can't actually kill you. Whoa, you might have went into the wall. That's alright. Nice, got Trundle. Now Syndra can be here soon, so if you chase this guy, Syndra's gonna end up being there. And you are going to kill them both. Okay. They had to point and click to tank you down.
Got hit. Yeah.
It's okay.
Hold on. Is
It's alright.
there anything I can do to fix it?
No, and it's okay. I can see most of what's going on. Only like some details I can't see, like the minion HP. Like, oh, nope, you fixed it. Yeah, you fixed it.
What do I do? What do I buy?
Nothing. This is all you need. You just want to get. You just want to go back on the map and get your Leandries.
Okay. Do I recall as soon as I get 1,000?
We'll recall on a good timing to recall. So we'll try to crash a wave onto Syndra's turret so that we buy ourselves some extra time. So we don't want to miss a lot of minions when we base again. So we'll just try to make it so that we get extra time by crashing a big wave.
Oh.
So like if you push this wave really fast, you could base and buy Leandries. It'd be a good timing.
Whoa.
Oh no. You got lane ganked. Fuck. It's alright.
Oh, that hit me.
We'll buy Leandries. Hmm.
Do I go?
Yep, you can go to this fight. Oh, no fight. There's no fight. There's no fight. Get out of there. Nice. You got him. And back to mid. Back to mid. It's good that you killed him, but you still have to protect your mid wave. And now Syndra really has to base. So we can push this wave. Now I assume Syndra has TP again. So we can base right now. Wait, what the fuck are we buying? Are we buying Rylai's? No, we're buying this item.
Rylai's?
I think we're buying Rylai's.
Rylai's is better.
Yes, we're buying Rylai's.
No.
Buy Blasting Wand. Yeah, Blasting Wand. And go. Go to lane. Go fast. Okay, she's not TPing mid. So we'll be back at the same time or so. Yeah, it's definitely harder
Oh
now.
my.
So you're gonna have to space at a bit of a longer range now because her Q has such a longer uptime.
Okay.
This matchup definitely gets harder now when her splinters, when her Q gets upgraded. Shit. Well, she just used all of her spells on Lilia. Oh, you can kill her. It's
I
alright.
was too far, I think.
It's okay. We just push this wave.
Should I have chased Syndra?
No, you couldn't have. After you didn't get her like right away.
Okay.
If you chase her, you won't be in range. It's hard for Cassio to chase people who are out of the range of her spells. If you can't like land Q on somebody, they can just keep running away.
Do I go?
Yes. Because even if Aatrox and Caitlyn die, you can still get the wave under turret. And the next wave.
Okay.
But I think you
Do
can get a kill
I...
here. Yeah, around. Oh, Syndra's here. What the fuck? Try to kill her.
Oh, I
Yeah,
do.
you got her. That's alright.
Yeah, it's yeah.
An even outcome. Well, he roamed on the same timing.
Yeah.
Is there a website that has like the information on
That's
your account?
I don't think there is.
There's no support for any website.
Yeah,
I'd be like, okay.
there used to be, but no, got removed. Do I just shove
Yeah,
doing it?
yes, as you're doing. Yes, just trying to push. Because if you don't push, she will Q you, max range. Ooh,
Whoa,
almost. Okay, nice.
that worked
Now they took
somehow.
dragon. They took dragon, so stay on the left side
Okay,
and kill this wave. Kill the wave. How much gold do you need for Rylai's? You have
I
it.
got it.
So just base. You can't make it to this fight. It's too far away.
Okay.
All right. Hmm. All right.
Oh,
Finish your tier item third. Or
okay.
yes, yes, you finished tier item third. Sonya's is not so good this game against Caitlyn.
I won't make it.
I think you won't make it, but if there's more in a fight, it's good, and you're hovering anyway. It's good to go. I think the path you took could have been a lot better though.
Yeah.
Took a really long path.
Yep.
Try to kill Caitlyn. Oh, run to the left or to the right. Sorry, I've griefed you. You know what's up though. You know what to do. Cue him. Ah, damn.
Yep.
Yeah,
I misleveled my E though. You think I could have killed him if I had one more point on my E?
maybe, but I think you had mostly the right idea. If you
I'm
mechanically
totally
executed
not.
it a little wrong, we'll look at it,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
think maybe the initial
Blasting.
engage. I think yeah, blasting one in Ruby Crystal. Yeah, I think the initial engage is more important than like all the other parts of it. If you like instead of using all your spells on Renata, if you like Q
Mm-hmm.
Renata and try to get a damage off on
Mm-hmm.
Caitlyn,
Oh.
it's hard for Renata to stop you. And you definitely don't need to ult her. You can still like Q her and E her, but if you
Yeah.
Q her to
Okay.
get movement speed and run towards Caitlyn, there's a better chance that you
Okay.
kill both of them.
Yeah.
But
That makes
don't
sense.
worry about it. You played the spot pretty well.
Should I go?
Push the wave first. Push the wave as fast as you can. Yeah, and now go. Generally, if you can push the wave first. Oh, yes, good, it's good. Yep, that's a lot of damage
I have.
on both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, you could have approached a little bit more to E them, but this is fine. You wouldn't have killed them. You would have just dealt a lot of damage.
Is that okay? Won't I risk dying if I go too near?
Mm. Not risk of dying if you walk into them there because we're doing Herald, so your team can make it
Okay.
to you. Um,
Okay.
you're just doing Raptors. How long until your item? Maybe if Caitlyn walks into you, you could kill her.
Yeah, I hope we can.
I griefed you a little bit.
No.
It was already too late. You had to be there immediately, or it was not a good play. I should have called it off. It was my bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you were like, if you never did Raptors and you ran
Yeah.
straight down that path,
Yeah.
you could do it.
Yeah.
But waiting a little bit, I should have said it was too late.
Okay.
What are Trundle's items? Is Trundle just popping the fuck
Port.
off? He's played as a Rowan King. Okay.
Yep. Didn't you say Raptors earlier?
Yes, I did. It was bad. You had a kill on Caitlyn.
Okay.
But after we missed the timing to kill Caitlyn, Raptors are better.
Yeah. Shouldn't have.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
I misunderstood it. I didn't get it fast enough.
Okay. Do we fight this? Do you think this is bad?
I think it's pretty bad.
Okay.
Zeri and Aatrox can't be there. But
He's dead.
yeah,
Yep.
Trundle and Syndra are really strong is the problem where you would normally have numbers, but because Zeri and
Mm-hmm.
Aatrox can't be there, it's a 3v3 that's pretty hard to win.
Should I do?
I think you just go back mid.
Okay.
Aatrox is like your weakest member. It's just
Oh,
difficult. It's
yeah.
just difficult to fight Trundle right now. You can almost do it. Once you get your third item, I think you'll be pretty good at fighting Trundle. But you don't want to be the person running in. You want Trundle to be running into you, and you want to be like standing your ground defending an objective. So when you don't control the space around the objective, it's hard for you to fight. Take wolves, yeah. Take the camps. Just keep farming. You need to complete your items.
That was Trundle?
Mm.
No.
They're in your jungle. How much until your item? You really need to finish your next item. Oh, you do have it. Okay.
Do I just base?
I think this fight is not good, and you can't get in. You can't like enter this area. Oh.
I just walk to my base instead of recalling.
Yeah, just hand to them. Show me their items. They have some MR. I think it might be better to do void stuff. Oh, you can kill this guy. Hell yeah, that's really good.
Yep.
Okay. You're fine. You're pretty tanky now. It's okay that they got Baron. We can still win. Oh, if they walk into you here, this could be good. If they walk closer. Okay, you put W out really fast.
Oh.
You want them
Okay.
to walk into your range, and then you can W them. You don't want to W like you're trying to hit them at the edge of the skill shot, right? Like Q and
Okay.
W. Oh, we'll talk about it after, but you should want them to walk towards you in the jungle. That's what you're going for. That's where you'll have the most safety and the most damage output. Alright. Base now. I think you have the blighting jewel. That pen item, right? Fuck, you don't have, oh you do. Yeah, yeah. Get it. A lot of times, I would say to go stopwatch because you're versus Syndra. But if you go
Hmm?
stopwatch in a team fight, Caitlyn will trap you.
Oh, yeah,
So let's just keep building
yeah.
damage and try to play fights where we're protected.
No.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Spots like that where
Yeah.
Trundle walked close to you, that's a good timing to W. That was a good timing to W too, where Mordekaiser was so close to you. You can deal more with this. Yeah, that W's good. They can't approach anymore. Use your potions if you're staying.
I stay. Let them take mid in here.
Yeah, there's nothing. Nice, you'll kill him. You can kill him. Nice.
Almost
Good
didn't.
use of your R. I think they got soul. That is unfortunate. But the best thing we can do is try to fight in a position where Nautilus is in front of us, Aatrox is in front of us, and the opponents are walking towards us. Hopefully Aatrox bases on this wave. We have a place to fight. He's not basing. Okay. Yeah, you need mana. And buy Blasting Wand. Um, Sell your refill and buy an elixir. Yeah. Okay. Cleared this wave. They're not stacking on bot wave yet, but move towards bot lane so you can defend this wave that's coming up. Yep, and be here for this fight. Okay. Hmm. There's not much you can do right now. This is good. This was really good. That they walked into you and you got this ult off. Just live. Just live. Go heal. Go heal. Go heal. There's not much more in this fight. You forgot to drink your elixir, but it's alright.
No.
Use it for the minions. It's good. Clear mid wave. And go bot as fast as you can. And now you want to fight them. Nautilus should try to hook them here. Yep. Now you should try to Q them. Caitlyn. Yep. Yeah, you can keep going. Q Caitlyn again. You got her. She's dead. W, the ground where Caitlyn is. Q. Nice. Okay, base. Base and 5 Void Staff. No, it's 1200. I don't think you have it. No, it's 700. What the fuck? Why do I buy Void Staff?
Get next.
I don't buy Void Staff enough to know it was 700
Yep.
here. Fuck. I thought it was 1200. Okay, we're actually in a pretty good position. If we win this next fight, we can actually win the game. Oh, Lily was almost killed Mordekaiser. That'd have been perfect. Push mid, push mid, push mid. Before Raptors. Don't do Raptors, don't do Raptors. Push mid. So they're dead right now, so they're all spawning in their base. If you push mid, you can control the top river so that you can get Baron. You're actually in a... No, don't do Raptors, don't do Raptors. Stay on the left side. You want to control this area around Baron, because if you win a team fight, you can totally win the game. So you want to control a little pocket with space, group with your team. Or you can stand in that ramp brush, but I think you should just stay with your Nautilus and your Lilia. Hopefully Zeri's not one shot. Yeah, this is good. Save your ult. Fuck, we used our ult.
My bad.
Yeah. You want to save your ult for when they're really close or when they're low. Watch Caitlyn. Oh, Syndra's dead. Use spells on her. Use your next Q on her.
No.
Damn. W, and you can fight them. You will die. Fuck. No.
No. Yeah. Really bad.
Alright.
Alright.
I have a couple questions. The first one is, how long have you been playing League of Legends?
Since 6, but I stop a lot.
Okay.
Only when I have free time.
What happens? You stop because you're busy?
I guess change of interest.
Okay. What is the highest you've ever climbed?
About that. I reached platinum, then I started smurfing with my friends.
Okay. So your highest rank is platinum?
Yeah.
Okay. You play pretty well. I was surprised for most of this game that you were the rank that you were at, with a lot of different things that you do. So I'll point out a couple of things that you do that I think are really good, and I'll try to help you with some things that I think if you did do, it would help you a lot in terms of climbing. So 1 second, let me make sure that this is right. Okay, it is. Can you see my screen? Okay. Uh, Let me think. Where should we start with laning? I think most of this lane you played pretty well, although Syndra is different in terms of her role now than she used to be. Syndra used to be really strong at level 1, and at level 1 she would use a lot of her mana to deal a lot of damage to Cassiopeia on the first wave, but now she's a lot weaker on the first wave, and she's a lot stronger when she gets her Q upgrade, which is at like 40 splinters. It's around like level 7, level 8. She'll get her Q upgrade and be really strong and good at zoning Cassiopeia again. But because she's weaker in the early levels, you can take it more aggressively to get a bigger CS advantage. Now, I'm telling you this because I think you can definitely do this, where if you're playing against a laner who's weaker than you, I think you can slow push. You'll slow push, and then when somebody walks up to get a minion, you'll land a Q on them. And you'll start this even from level 1, right? You want to hit level 2 while the wave is in the center. If the wave is here when you hit level 2, then you'll have your Q so that when someone tries to last hit, you can try to Q them and land E's. but I think you just played the level 1 really safe. And if this were old Syndra, you would be so far ahead in this lane because you got push level 1 and you got like a third wave crash on her. You got a second wave crash, but then you end up crashing again at some point. Oh, you had a huge mana advantage too. This is so good. But it's all different now because Syndra is weak early game.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing, this is an important idea that we'll watch a few times, is a lot of times during this game, you are unsure whether or not you should go to a fight in the jungle or in bot lane or in top lane, if you should participate in any fights. Yeah, so we'll talk about conditions to join fights. Like when and why should you join any fight? So here's a couple things. Here, you wanted to join this fight with Lilia when she saw Trundle, right? But if you leave right now to go to Raptors, there's a lot of ways that Trundle can escape without dying. Maybe he just flashes away, and Syndra can push this entire wave and make it hard for you to go back mid. So one condition, which I think will be one of the most important conditions to join fights. Okay, when and why should you join any fight? So one is that we want to join fights where we don't lose many resources from fighting. So if you take a fight, let's say we invade and we try to kill Trundle, and all we get is, let's say we get a wolf camp in his flash, right? But if you miss 10 minions, what you lost could be more impactful than what Trundle lost. If you lose like this whole wave. It's not quite 10 minions. I think it's 9, 8. It's 8 right now. If you went at this point, it would be 8 minions. I don't think that would be worth it if you missed this whole wave and Syndra got to push it all in base. Because she also gets to base and spend her gold too. So it's an even bigger loss. So we don't want to take fights where we lose a lot of resources. So how do we find fights where you don't lose a lot of resources? And mainly that's when we have push. When we have push, we lose less resources for joining fights. I think you understand this part, that if you crash a wave, you can go to another lane really easily. So we'll go on to how do you know if you're going to get the kill? Because you know that if you go to a different lane, you could lose some CS, but losing 3 melee minions for getting a kill must be good, right? So how do you know that you can get a kill when you start roaming to a fight, a skirmish in the jungle? So we'll look at some of the examples that you have in this game where you want to roam to a fight, and I'll try to let you know some ideas for how you can know if there will be a kill. But first of all, we gotta talk about this Raptor Ward.
It would be good if I got the Raptor.
No, you'd be dead if you got the Raptor.
Well.
But placing the ward's good. If you place the ward and walk away now, you know where Trundle is. You got push in your lane. Yep. Yeah, and you're totally safe, and you're stronger than Syndra right now.
Yep. Okay.
So it would be good. So let's go. I want to see when you thought you wanted to join another fight. This is really good. When you killed this guy, I was very confused. Like, I didn't think you were gold when you did this. Yeah, it is pixels. But I was impressed that you saw that you could kill this guy and ran him down and killed him. Yes, this was good. Okay, here's one. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I think I would have done better if I didn't do a live coaching session.
Oh,
So
for sure.
Next time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people choose to do VODs. Yeah, because even just the fact that I'm talking to you is distracting a little bit. So a lot of people feel like they don't play their best when they're doing live coaching. So Yeah, in the future we can definitely do VODs. Okay.
Okay.
Here's an example of one. Is that you want to, Lilia pings you here to go help, right? And right now, you see Trundle and you see Caitlyn on this crab, and you're in the midway right now. So just to walk here, it's going to take you about 6 seconds just to walk here. And you already dealt a bunch of damage to the wave. So if you leave to go try to help Lilia,
Oh, slow push.
yeah, you'll miss these minions. You'll miss the cannon
Yep.
minion, you'll miss the melee minion. Your wave might crash.
Okay.
I think your wave will crash, but you'll miss minions to do this. And the only way the kill will actually happen is if when you move to the right, Trundle and Caitlyn don't see it and keep moving towards Lilia to try to kill her. But from how I see it, that's not really guaranteed at all. And Syndra is coming back. And also Renata is coming back, but I wasn't aware of this in the moment. I didn't know that Renata was coming back too, but I know that Syndra's coming back to lane, and you don't have Flash, and you don't have Ghost, and you don't have Ult. So it's already hard for you to win this 2v2, but when Syndra gets here, you're really not going to win. And Syndra is definitely here before Zeri or Nautilus, because of when she spawns. Actually, it's around the same time. It's around the same time, actually. Right? She spawns right now, so she's at a base with movement speed. Does she have TP?
Maybe she did.
Hold on, I didn't do math right. I'm figuring it out. I don't know if she had TP or not. I'm not gonna assume that she did. But when she spawns, it'll take her about 20 seconds, 25 seconds, less, like 20 seconds to get here. Okay. So Syndra's not going to be here. But Renata can be here, but I didn't know this. So it's just the 2v2. In my mind right now, this is just a 2v2. And I told you to stay on the mid wave, because if you leave it to go fight the 2v2 and Trundle and Caitlyn walk away, you just have to go back. You just have to go back to the mid wave anyway. So I just want you to crash the mid wave as soon as possible. And here, so for example, there's a couple things. You do want to fight and you do want to get the wave. You want to do both things. So to make it so that you can participate with Lilia, like you want to fight for this crab with Lilia, you either have to not touch the wave at all and just go straight to the crab with Lilia, or push the wave as fast as possible. Your two options, you have to commit to one. We have to either go with her instead of the wave or kill the entire wave. But when we do half options, like kill some of the wave and miss the other half, we put our lane in a bad position, and then we aren't even helping Lilia as much as we could if we didn't touch the wave at all. So it's best to pick one choice, either push the wave or go with Lilia and commit to it fully. But I did some calculations wrong. Syndra will not be here for this fight. Does that make sense? Picking one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll do more damage to myself if I have commit. Oh my god.
This part you played this mechanically well too. This was also impressive.
Would I have done better if I didn't waste my W?
Oh yeah, but that's fine. Like yeah, if you didn't W into the wall, you would kill Renata faster and maybe kill Syndra. But
where do I use my W then?
Okay, yes, this is another thing we should talk about with Cassiopeia specifically, is how Cassiopeia wants to team fight. So your W is pretty short ranged, and if you use it and people walk out of it really fast, it's not so useful of a spell. So you want to use it in areas where people have to stand. So hold on. So instead, a different way to think about your W, instead of throwing it out as your first spell here, if you Q Renata and she wants to walk
Mhm.
into this area, like she wants to walk
Oh,
into
use
this
W
bush,
there. Yeah.
then use W to block out this exit.
Yep. Okay.
So just start with Q and look for an area where you can use W so that they have to stand in it. And it'll be the same for the opposite. When someone is running towards you, you don't want to use W in a way where they can just walk past it. You want to find a spot where you can W them, and then they take a lot of damage because they're standing on W. And we'll look for a team fight where we can see that in W. How did we die? What the fuck happened? Oh, this
Oh
was
yeah.
also weird. This was a good
I
gank.
was impressed. Yep.
Yeah, this gank was
That
good.
does not usually happen.
Yeah, you needed to push this wave to have a good timing to base.
Yep.
Alternatively, you can base right now, but look at this wave. Since this wave is so close to your turret, it's not a good timing to base. So yeah, this gank was pretty good. I don't think this stuff will typically happen around this range, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I was so surprised that lots of things like this were happening. Like you playing mechanically well, and like this gank being so good. Okay, here's a spot. Let's see how you approach this. Here we just can't fight because there's too many people. I didn't realize there's 4 people, but if we look at... Oh, I didn't realize you could do this. Did we get vision of everyone? Maybe we got vision of everyone. I don't see Renata. Does Renata kill the Herald? No, Renata's there. Okay, it's just because we had vision of everyone.
Syndra does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, Syndra.
Hmm. Here, this initial part you play really well. You space Trundle, and you dodge this E. It's just here, you can't fight them. If you had ult, you could fight them. If you had ult, I think you could win with Lilia.
Where did I use my ult that time?
Just here.
Oh, okay.
Which I think this is also is a bad habit a lot of people do, is they'll use their ult when they're like here, we're definitely dead. There's no way we can get out.
Yep. I see.
But it's in the heat of the moment. It's hard to change patterns like that as much. But stuff like how you use your W, where you base and when you push, and how you play lane, this stuff you have a lot more time to make these decisions. Okay, we'll look at this wave. Now Syndra got a lot stronger because of her Qs.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I
It's here.
did not realize that.
Yeah, Syndra's a bit different now. Yeah, she like Qs you twice instantly, then E's you.
Yep. Yep. I just want to go to base.
And I think here you are asking if you should go bot lane. And what we can do, I think this will help a whole bunch, is you can think about in seconds how long it takes for you to go from mid lane to bot lane. So we'll look from you from like walking. This is where you turn around, right? You turn around here. So from this wall at Raptors, we start moving at like 4:18, and now we walk all the way down.
It's about 12 seconds.
Yeah, it would take a little bit longer if you were in the center of mid to move all the way down. But at Raptors, it's gonna take about 12 seconds to get to the tri-brush, to get to a fight, basically. So you can think like, if you see a fight where people are already dying, you have to ask, is this fight going to keep happening for the next 12 seconds? And if I walk for the next 12 seconds, am I gonna lose a lot of resources? Now here, I don't think you'll miss any resources, because if we go at 9:18 when you actually go, you waste a lot of time, so maybe you do lose resources here. But if you go right away, if like back here, right when you crash this wave, 12 seconds from now, if you could be there at 14:20, if you could be at the fight now you can make a difference. And you're fighting around when the wave is at the tier 1 turret. So you won't miss many resources here. You probably won't miss a full wave because you're already in the fight before anybody can touch the mid wave. And you'd be there before Syndra too. Now, this might still be a bad move. And I think I told you that you can go bot here, and maybe you can't.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's also better to just stay mid.
Yeah.
Looking at it now.
If you just stay mid, you can get the next mid wave really fast, and then have another timing where you can choose to go bot or choose to go top. But here, I don't think you're guaranteed any kill, and you don't have flash and you don't have ghost. So if you get pillared or Renata Q'd, or if you get Syndra QE'd, you die right now. So I think it's most important that you keep farming. You need to keep farming to complete your items, and you need to keep farming until you have your summoner spells to fight. So your conditions to fight will also depend on like your win conditions in the game, right? If you let me think for a second. Okay. Your win conditions in the game are going to be specific to a lot of different factors, like the MMR you're in and the champion that you're playing, and like the context within the game. So I think for you, how you should approach it, you should be most focused on how you can maximize the resources that you get. So you should be thinking about, hey, if I go bot, am I going to get a kill? Am I going to get a big wave? Am I going to get a lot of minions, right? If you have your summoner spells and you have your ultimate, you could be thinking, well, if I can make it to this fight, maybe I'll use my ultimate, I'll use all my spells and we can win. I think even then you want to go for these fights over value, which means like you want to fight for an objective, a buff, a wave. You want extra things to farm. You don't want to just use your summoners to get a kill and then there's nothing else, because then 5 minutes will go by without you having flash, or 3.5 minutes will go by without you having ghost, and all you'll have to show for it is that 300 gold, which I think will limit what you can do in the game. So how I want you to see it is, let me move this down here because we're still going to talk about team fighting, how Cassiopeia wants to team fight, and how Cassiopeia wants to use W and ult in team fights.
Should I have stolen blue buff here?
No, you can't make it to their jungle. They could collapse on you if you do this.
No, our blue buff.
Oh, you could. Yep, that's another option. You can take blue buff here, and it really maximizes the value you get if you walk to the left and take blue buff. Also, since Aatrox TP'd bot, if you really know that you can't make it to this fight, you could run to the top wave first.
Yep.
Yeah, go top first, and then take the blue buff, and then go back mid. You could do that. Okay. So I want you to prioritize farming, maintaining resources, flash and ghost, so that when fights happen around you, you're most likely to have your summoner spells up. That's like the outcomes that I want for you. A lot of times when you're dying without summoners up. And a lot of times it's like as a result of you not having summoners up. If you have flash or ghost in these fights, a lot of these fights, I think there's a much higher chance you can live. I think here, if you have flash, you just don't die.
Yep. Could have killed Trundle too.
But I would want you to prioritize your gold and your EXP a lot higher, and I think this will cause you to die a lot less. And I think after we talk about team fights, it'll turn you into a much better player who can perform much better in team fights, knowing like your champion strengths, and you'll have the highest CS in the game. You'll be the highest level in the game if you really prioritize like your gold and your minion waves. This is what we'll look for. So we'll try to look for some team fights now where we can talk about how to use your spells in a way that uses Cassiopeia's strengths the best. So Cassiopeia is a short-ranged mage with really low cooldowns and high DPS, right? So it's hard to fight from positions like the one you're taking right now. Now, you get
Oh.
it because you get the jump on them, right? They have no vision of you, so you're able to go behind them and use your spells. But it costs you your flash. The fight that you really want as Cassiopeia is when you have someone like a Nautilus or an Aatrox in front of you, and Trundle is running up to your Aatrox or your Nautilus, and they're engaging, and you're standing behind your tank, queuing them, placing your W down, and dealing constant damage to them. I don't think that you should never do things like this, because there will be opportunities and there will be times where Cassiopeia going behind the enemy team with flash and with ult can result in you getting like a triple kill. But I think the team fights that you should really look for, and the team fights that you should think about as being the best when you play Cassiopeia, are when there are people in front of you and there are melee champions on the enemy team that you're in range of attacking. I actually think you play this really well and almost kill everyone.
Yep. My character was out of the brush.
Mm. So we'll look for another team fight. Okay,
If I
what
had
happens
ult,
here?
I could have killed Trundle too.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about not ulting Renata there.
Yep.
I trolled you here. I'm so sorry. It's my fault.
It's fine. Yeah, I get easily distracted as well.
It's good. Okay.
Yep. Fight looks impossible.
Yeah. Now this positioning is much better for you than in other fights, where no one can really hurt you here, but there's not much you can deal to anybody because your whole team is dead.
Yeah.
Look at this one too. Okay. So here's an idea to work with for Cassiopeia's W. You don't want Cassiopeia's W to be the farthest thing away, where like you put your W out, and yeah, they can't walk forward, but you want them to walk forward here. If they walk into you a little bit further, you're going to Q them and
Yeah.
W them, and they can't kill you from this position. You have the safety of the bush, you're next to Nautilus, Zeri's to the left of you, so they can't hit you with the same spells. It's really hard for anybody to kill you here, so you don't want to use W yet. Think of W like a utility spell, the same way you might think of like Flash or Ghost, that you use it in response to things happening. So you want to use W when the enemies get too close to you and they need a way out or they're taking too much damage. So in situations like this, you should just think about how to Q people. And then when they cross some sort of threshold in your mind, like if someone tries to go through this entrance or someone
Yep.
tries to go
Then
through
I
this
W.
entrance, then you W. Yes, and then they're
Okay.
stuck. You want to W somebody so that they get stuck.
Yep. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It'll be similar for fights like this, but it's really hard to win these fights. You walked up a little too far.
Mm,
Something like this. It's a good chance to W. You probably won't kill Trundle off of it, but you'll make him take a lot of damage if when he walks there, I'll go back and show it again. But he just barely walks in over the steps of your base. This could be a great chance right now to press your W. And it will go
yep.
behind him and he'll be stuck. Something like that. Now, you probably won't kill him because he's really tanky and his whole team is there and you're like 10k gold down in this game. But that's a great opportunity where your W can be a really strong spell.
Okay. Do you
Mhm.
use indicators when you play?
For my ranges on spells,
Yep.
I cast my spells in two different ways. So if I press Q, W, E, or R, it's on Smart Cast, so it
Wait.
casts instantly.
Oh,
And if I
okay.
used Shift and then I press Q,
Yep.
W, E, or R, I'll get the ranges.
What happens if you press, for example, Shift Q, then you right click? Do you cancel the spell?
Yes. If I Shift Q, I get the range, and then when I right click, it goes away.
How come when I play on this account, doesn't seem to happen whenever I press right click?
Um, I'm not sure. I'll try to figure that out. Okay. And I'll look to see if there's another team fight we need to talk about. This one you played pretty well.
Nope.
Like, this is a really good W. This is like picture perfect. It's right when you need to do it. You just didn't drink your elixir, but you did as well.
It should have.
This is like
I usually
the
don't buy
exact moment.
elixir. Okay.
Oh, you normally don't do it? Yeah, but this is a great W. This is like exactly when it should come out, it comes out, and it's on top of your ult. So, this is
Yep.
pretty good.
Does a lot of damage.
Here you position well, and you keep good range before you go in. It's all like really good spacing. Okay, I'll try to figure this out for you. So this is how my game looks. If I right click like this, it goes
Yep.
away. So
Yep.
what you're saying that when you right click, it doesn't go away. Uh, is this what your settings look like? If
Normal cast.
if your
No, I think
settings,
it's on quick cast with indicator.
ooh, quick cast with indicator,
Yep. Do I?
like this, like it's casting
Yep.
automatically now. I don't like it.
Oh.
Does it cast automatically? Like you don't get this here?
Whenever I let go of the
Oh,
shift
that's
key,
what's happening to me too. What the fuck just happened?
it's on quick cast.
Sorry, it's on quick cast. Oops. Quick cast with indicator. Okay. Yes, when I let go, it casts. Yeah, so you want to put it on normal cast.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
All right. So the main things that you need to focus on. Cassio wants to team fight. Cassio wants to use. Okay. So Cassio wants to use W and R when the opponents try to use an entrance or an exit. Um, Similarly for ult is going to be a little bit different because it's even shorter range than your W. It might be a similar range, but it has such a long cast time. So for your ult, you can think of it like, okay, let me think. Let me say this right so it doesn't, so this all makes sense. Okay. Well, you should definitely think of your ult like a utility spell, the same way you think of it of like Ghost and Flash, right? Your W and your R are how you make fights different on Cassiopeia. Normally, if nothing is happening in a fight of relevance to you, you should just keep queuing and Eing. But you W when you can make people stand on the W, and you ult when you can stun people with it, when you can get them to look towards you. Or you ult when people have to fight you. So when people use an entrance, when people try to engage on you, then you should respond with ult. I think this is along the lines of what should happen, is that Cassio ult is a response to melee engages, to short range engages. It doesn't have to be melee. But when short range characters are trying to engage on you, that's where your ultimate is best used. You ulted really well once this game. Uh,
The
as
one
like,
bot lane?
it was when Mordekaiser ulted you, It was a perfect example.
Oh.
You did it really well.
I think it was at the end of the game.
Okay. The next one. No,
Oh no. Sorry.
it's
Hmm.
good. Okay, so I wouldn't ult in a situation like this yet because I'm under no threat.
Yeah. Oh.
You can just keep Qing and Eing them right here,
Yep.
and they will not deal any damage to you. Nothing bad will
Yeah.
happen.
Okay.
Now, in a situation like this, now you could actually threaten to kill them if you have your ult by ulting and flashing forward and hitting all three of them and slowing them while Aatrox is chasing them. Where now your opponents are trying to exit, so now you can use your ultimate, one of your utility spells, along with flash to stop them from using that exit. Now, I don't know if you'll win this fight, but I think that's better odds than using your ult here. If you wait until this moment and you go forward, and you can ult flash now. You keep walking forward, and you might not even have to flash. Maybe you can just walk forward and ult. But to win more
Think.
in Cassiopeia, you'll have to think of your W and ult differently. And yeah, what were you
Okay.
gonna say?
You're telling me to R flash when they're turned around? When they're
So
about to exit.
when they're trying to run away, because here they're low,
Yep.
and now you
Just
can
R
actually
them
kill
to.
them. So now, and ideally,
Okay.
you want to position where you don't have to flash, because if you can just space here
Yeah.
and
Just
you're moving
walk
towards them,
upwards. Yep.
if you can ult in a frame like this, like if you're actually standing here, right?
I
This
get
is a
all of
great
them.
spot to ult because now they
Yep.
have to leave. The fight is not good for them if you engage really
Mm-hmm.
hard on the left side. That's because
Yeah, move
Caitlyn is
in.
split.
Okay.
I think what I'm actually picking up from this is that Cassiopeia Q's and E's until something happens. And when things are happening in the team fight, people are moving, their health is dropping, either W or ult will gain a lot of value. Either like your W will gain a lot of value because people will try to run towards you to stop you from doing a lot of damage by killing you, and then W will prevent them from approaching any further. Ult will do that as well. Or when somebody tries to leave when they're taking a lot of damage, your W can do the same idea there, where it prevents them from leaving and lets you chase them. These items are also really OP on Cassio, but anyway, that was my stuff. That was my reflections. What I think you should get from this, along with this here, is that I want you to get high CS every game, and I think you'll improve a lot and you'll win a lot more
Yeah.
games if you're really focused on getting more CS and getting higher level. So getting a lot more gold and
Okay.
getting higher level every game. So in your mind, when there's a lot of fights in the jungle and there's a lot of fights bot lane, you should be trying to prioritize how to get the most resources out of it. So you should put crashing your wave above roaming to a bot lane play or an invade, for example. If you have a crashed wave, let's say you crash a big wave on the enemy turret, that's a great timing for you to try to fight somebody.
Yep.
And if you have like flash or if you have ghost, you should definitely do that because you can get more resources by killing a wave of minions and then quickly moving to a fight.
Okay.
Where does farming? Okay, yes, these conditions. Cool. And then when you have more resources than your opponent, I think you'll team fight much better when you think of your W and ult as different kinds of spells.
Yeah.
Yes, they should interact with space a lot differently. My W controls entrances and exits. My ult prevents short range attackers from engaging on me. It also prevents weak team comps from leaving when you have the advantage over them, and you can ult on them just to slow them and continue chasing. But we shouldn't just throw out our ult and we shouldn't just throw out our W. They should be responses to events happening, if
Okay.
that all makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Um, do you have any questions right now? Because these like 2 or 3 things I think are the most important, but you haven't said so much, and I'm interested in what you think about all this.
Right now, I don't have any questions, but I'm pretty sure that I'll come back to you with a load of Discord
Yes.
chats. Yeah,
Yep. Yes. If
will
you have
that be
any
okay?
questions, yes, it's
Yep.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
If you have any questions, message me on Discord. I will write up something like this. I'll send
Okay.
you these notes, and I'll send you the VOD of all the coaching
Okay.
right now. Okay. Uh,
Thank you very
well, good luck.
much.
I think you can definitely climb.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. Talk to you later.